guys, welcome back to my channel for another Stash Bash Saturday. As a reminder, this is where Rebecca and I, or Becky and I, are taking those collections or kits that are just barely left and you just have put them off because there's hardly anything left and we're using them up. So today, and I kind of showed this in my first video, I have one page of Case of the Blas. I do have the 6x6 pad too that I'm going to pull out for matting and things, but I have one 12x12 left. So I've pulled in some other random things. These were from a different collection. I can't remember which one at the moment, but it was a cut apart sheet on the one side. So I think it was actually part of Chamel, one of Chamel's kits that I bought. And so that was what was left of that. But not only are we doing that with the kits or collections and using up those last, just smashing those last bits that are kits, but we're also challenging ourselves and giving each other 7 items. So I give her 7 items she has to use from her stash this month. She gave me 7. So one of them is twine. Another one is pocket cards. Another one is tissue paper. She also wants me to use sequins, mists, and then paper clips and wood veneer. And so our goal is, you don't have to use all 7, but at least 5 of the 7. 7 is just to give you a little extra boost, and then at least 5, so you're getting something accomplished. So I don't know if I'll put sequins on this one. This might be one that I don't do sequins, but I'm also combining this with the scrap 5 this month. So the scrap 5 items are twine, so perfect, goes with my Stash Bash. Stencil, so I grabbed this Heidi Swap stencil I got recently, and my plan is to use my mists on my tissue paper with the stencil. A grid design, I love me a grid design. 3+ word title, so I have an idea for a title already, and some washi. So that won't be hard either. So I'll pull in some washi. I still need to pull in, because I'm not doing sequins, either paper clips or wood veneer. And do you know what? I pulled them out for another layout. I have this little grouping of LA Studio wood veneer that has all these diamonds in it. Diamonds and little bursts and stars. And since there's like triangles and other shapes on here, I think we'll pull these wood veneer in and we'll see what else I can find in my stash to bring this layout to life. But let me go find my Case of the Blas 6x6 pad and let's get started. So this turned out to be a really fun layout to do. One, I love me a grid, so I'm so glad that was part of the Scrap 5 this month. Love me a grid. And I have not done a grid layout in a while, and I was actually thinking, you know, I haven't done a grid in a while, let's do it. So I trimmed down my photo first, ends up being about 4 by 3.5, and I thought that was a pretty good size for a grid. Kind of big, but it takes up a lot of the paper, but that's fine. That's the whole point, right? So I'm trimming down my photo first, and then I went through the 6x6 pad and I picked out some other papers that I also trimmed down to exactly that same width and height. And then what I will do is I will go through my my pocket cards and figure out which ones I can use to then frame all of those as well. So the grid squares end up being more like 4 1/4 by 3 3/4 maybe. Does it add a 1/2 inch? I don't know. I didn't measure. I just eyeballed it. I basically matted the photo and the 3 other rectangles on cards and just kind of went with it. So yeah, so then I need to figure out, so I have that plan with the tissue paper that I want to stencil on it, but I need to figure out like how big my grid's gonna be before I figure out what I want to do with my tissue paper. At least that's what I thought at first. So then I start putting, kind of laying which pocket cards I use. So I end up using 4 pocket cards, which is awesome. There's 4 more pocket cards gone.
So I end up using 4 pocket cards and kind of and then I'm like, I don't need to really, I'll just do the whole, like a whole 12 by 12 of it, and then I can rip it because then it'll give it some texture on the outside. So I just laid the tissue paper over and cut it because I'm not too worried about being perfect 12 by 12 because like I said, I'm going to rip it after I get it stenciled. And then after I stencil on it, I'll let that dry and I'll work on putting each little grid piece together like their own little layout type thing. So I'm going to use the Heidi Swapp stencil, and I go ahead and grab Lucky Clover Shimmers, a very good green, to bring some more green to the forefront. And I'm, you know, I love this green. It's a very good green. It's kind of perfect to the green. And really you could use any colors because this background pink fresh paper is not very like, those colors are tiny enough that you could use whatever you want and do whatever you want with it. And it would probably be close to matching because yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some freshly squeezed and just do some sprays kind of around so that I have a little bit of sprays peeking out from behind my tissue paper. Now I don't have as much as I hope to be peeking out, but there's enough when it's all said and done. There's enough that you can see it. So that does not take long to dry at all because one, none of those papers are gessoed and I just spritzed, so it just absorbed right into the paper, which is fine. So I'm going ahead and trimming down each of those parts of my grid, which is fun. And getting them figured out. And then I'm going to start, like I said, decorating kind of each one like it's its own little layout. So I've got the tissue papers down. I've got the mists using for my stash smash. Tissue paper mists. I got the pocket cards. Those are being used. I've got my grid design for the scrap 5. I've got wood veneer. No, I don't yet, but I plan on it. I've got my twine out. What else do I have done already? I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and get the twine taken care of because that's going to be on both parts. Yeah. So I decide what I want to do, which is very fun. I've never done this before. I thought of a bunch of different ways I could incorporate the twine without just normal twine. But I decided to poke a hole, 2 holes in 2 of the corners of one of my squares or rectangles, and then I'm just going to tie a knot. And so it's almost going to be like a photo corner on 2 corners. So I'm going to do it on all 4 of them and have diagonally them be the same corners that have the twine on it. I do switch after the first one. I don't make you watch me do all 4 of them, but I have you watch me do the first one. I do switch to a different twine because while I was digging through my little buckets of goodies or little bins of goodies on my desk for just like embellishments that are left over from things, I'm trying to make an effort to like actually dig into those. And I do a pretty good job on this layout. And when I went in there, I actually found a skinnier twine that worked so much better. This one was really hard to push through the holes. And I didn't want a hole puncher because that's too big. I really need to get myself a crocodile or something that you can do like a bunch of different size holes. That would be, ideally that would be what I need. But I will have to wait, won't I? So I take this like ticket and this other cut apart piece. The ticket part says go, and then the other cut apart says A, and then said it's adventure. And I layer those 2 up and I add some washi tape. I add a little washi on the bottom of my photo. And so that way my washi is getting taken care of. So grid, washi, stencil. We just need, and twine. Grid, washi, stencil, twine, and then a 3+ word title, which is coming. So I do that on that layout, and now I'm going to figure out my title. And I fussed with these Jane Tile Alphas for quite a while. I did cut most of that out. But I decided that I would do a Let's Go for a Ride. And so I did Let's Go and Ride with those Tile Alphas. And then I decided to break out these amazing stamps by Heidi Swapp that are all the little words you need between, before, at the end, within sentences that I can never find, I hate wasting alphas on them. So 4A is going to get stamped in black right there. And I love the way that turns out. Yeah. So here are all these awesome little, now I have like 4 little mini layouts with twine on them. I'm going to add some washi tape. I'm going to pop them all 4 up on foam. You'll see that in a little bit. And there was like a little cut apart card or cut apart sheet in the 6x6 paper with some fun little things. So I cut those out. I've got, this is me. It looks like a little ticket and a little square green one. And then, oh gosh, I put on the photo. And so here I bring back my tissue paper. I start ripping it just so that it's less than 12 by 12. And I'm loving the way this looks stenciled. And then I glue it down with my paper, or I glue the tissue paper down with my tear tape that I got from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And I want a little bit less off. So after I pop all my my little mini layouts, I'm just going to keep calling them mini layouts, on foam, I just rip off a little excess so that you can see some of that orange peeking out in the back. And then then I glued them all down. And I did that also with some tear tape, just because with ATG and tissue paper, it's like inevitable that it's going to rip. So I do the tear tape, just makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to start adding like embellishments and making these little mini layouts come to life. So I grab some more washi. I found these ticket stickers. I've got some wood veneer, more little sprinkly bits from Ellie Studio that I got a long time ago. I have these Bella Boulevard puffy orange stars I'm going to put in there. I just found this random little dog with a bow tie. I don't know. It's just so cute. And then this tag that says good things are waiting to happen. I make that little part of the little layout, the mini layout on the bottom left. So then I've got my 4 mini layouts that all come together to make a really cool grid. And I've got some fun things done on this that I've never done before. The little twine in all the corners, the washi, that's not really new, the stenciling on the tissue paper, and that is my background. I really like that. So it came together really, really well. I really love it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you check out all the other ladies who are doing Scrap 5 below, and make sure you check out Rebecca in our Stash Smash and see how well she handled the 7 items and the collection that she was playing with, again, I think from last week. So we will see you next Saturday for more Stash Mass and next month for another Scrap 5. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you do hashtag Scrap 5 if you play along with the list and share. Thanks, guys. Bye.